I want to talk briefly about how I would have merged Fear the Walking Dead with The Walking Dead proper. As you all know, if you've been watching my channel for any length of time, I really do not like Fear the Walking Dead. I think the writing is very abysmal, I think the characters are not very interesting, and those two kind of go hand in hand. But just like in both shows, it's about, a group of people, a group of survivors that were following along and they're traversing the countryside trying to survive. So what I would have done, basically, is we're following, Nick and Madison and Alicia and Daniel Salazar and Victor Strand, and we're following all these people, and they are slowly making their way from West Coast to East Coast. And they can have, as they did, a couple of seasons of television, and maybe, they're getting all the way to Texas, and we get to see some beautiful landscapes as they work their way through California, the Arizona desert, New Mexico desert, panhandle of Texas, Oklahoma, and every 8 episodes, instead of reinventing the show, you could just have them crossing a different state line. And so, visually, you are always entering a new area every 8 episodes. So the vibe would look a little bit different. So that's a little bit of way to get some nice visual change so it doesn't just feel like all one color, you know what I mean? Kind of like when Fear the Walking Dead in season 4, I think, they started to do that muted color tone, and then in season 6 and 7, they had that kind of yellow, kind of nuclear winter, Mad Max look, you know what I mean? So even if let's say hypothetically you just had the first few seasons of Fear the Walking Dead play out the way that they did, exactly, all the way through season 3 was exactly the same. And the only thing that you would change is instead you would have, like I said, those main characters moving their way easterly. To coincide with that, The Walking Dead, the original Walking Dead, The Walking Dead proper as I keep calling it on this channel, our characters have visited Terminus and are at Alexandria now. And while they are at Alexandria, Fear the Walking Dead is happening, and these people are steadily moving easterly, on an easterly trajectory. As they basically get closer, we see that the Fear the Walking Dead people even start to follow the same path to go to Terminus, just like Morgan did when we didn't know where Morgan was for 2 seasons. And then we see him on the train tracks and he's walking and it says, no sanctuary, and they're walking that direction. So we know as the audience that they are getting closer to our main group. So we have this excitement, and the characters are on edge because they don't know what to expect. And imagine they find a burnt out terminus. So we're revisiting locations that in The Walking Dead, our characters had either recently been to or destroyed, and they are finding it. Maybe the Fear the Walking Dead people even inhabit the prison. They retake over the prison, and we get to kind of rehash some storylines, but with those characters. So as the fans, we're actually getting a lot of really great fan service, and it's all through just repeating locations. So maybe they inhabit the prison. Maybe they see the burnt out terminus, and they're going what the hell happened here? And they're kind of just seeing all the places that the main Walking Dead characters have left in their wake, and finding all these bodies, and maybe they even, cross some walkers and put them down with ease. And they don't even realize that, that was that was this character, and they didn't know what happened to them. Maybe they murder Heath's walker because Heath disappeared, and they can just get somebody with a ponytail to be dressed as a walker and get put down, and it was put down by Nick or something like that. He almost died because Heath bit him. It would be really coincidental, but all of these shows are already super coincidental and just ham-fisted and obvious, so why not? Don't act like you have a problem with it now. Anyways, they make their way there. Now, here's what I would have done. As we get into season 6, we are slowly introduced to the saviors. We're getting these little nuggets and Easter egg drops and characters going hey, we earned what we took. And, they're fucking with Daryl, Dwight and Sherry are fucking with Daryl. And then Daryl, Sasha, and Abraham are dealing with Timmy and the Dick Brigade that they just blow up with a grenade launcher. And all that shit is still taking place. But what we see is that we actually see the Fear the Walking Dead group get introduced to Negan. And he hasn't even appeared officially in The Walking Dead. So Negan is giving directions to Nick and Madison, and Alicia, and Victor is trying to saddle up to Negan and kind of kiss his ass, sort of like what Gregory does and try to get in there kind of like Simon. He's almost trying to become Negan's right-hand man. Maybe he even does. He becomes part of his council. He's smart. He's clever. Negan would appreciate Victor Strand. He would love a Victor Strand. Because Victor Strand is like Eugene if he could get laid. So that happens. So we're getting this tease because the people who had read the Walking Dead comic books who are also watching Fear the Walking Dead at this time would be like, holy shit, Negan is in Fear the Walking Dead. You never would have seen that really coming. But now he's here. But the people in the main show are only hearing murmurs and whispers of it. But in Fear the Walking Dead, we actually get to see some of Negan's backstory take place that the main characters will later find out. So it is building this tension because we know it's only a matter of time before they come face to face with Negan. So like I said, then the same thing happens with Negan. They're playing this cat and mouse game. Our group has gotten far too cocky. They're acting like they can handle anything. The same thing is happening in the main show where, like, you know, our main characters are trying to help out Hilltop to defend them against Negan. Rick kills that guy. He gets covered in blood. You know the whole shebang. And then they devise that plan to take out an outpost. And here is how I would introduce the Fear the Walking Dead crossover. I would have Nick, Alicia, Madison, Daniel, Victor Strand, all of those people running their own outpost. Because for the last season or so of this Fear the Walking Dead, we've been watching them basically work their way up the ranks amongst the saviors. And then I would have, this is my crossover moment, that a lot of people have hated when I brought it up, but I want to bring it up. Because our group became so vicious, because our group is starting to do things that are of questionable morals. Remember how Glenn wasn't sure about whether or not he wanted to kill people at the outpost? You keep all of that. But the people at the outpost that the main Walking Dead people kill are all of the Fear the Walking Dead characters. And that's how you cross the shows over. So the outpost that Negan is pissed at Rick and Glenn and Daryl and Abraham and Jesus and Maggie and everybody killed everybody in it was all the Fear the Walking Dead people. And so when Negan confronts Rick and all of our original gang in the lineup, and he's talking about like, in fact, when I sent my people to kill your people for killing my people, you killed more of my people. Not cool. You have no idea how not cool that shit is. But I have a feeling you're going to be up to speed shortly. He's talking about the outpost where they killed all the Fear the Walking Dead characters. That would be so much more interesting because you would have had 4 or 5 seasons of getting to know them, and then they are wiped out by the main show characters. That would be fucking awesome. That was my idea. Let me know what you think. You might hate it, but you know, that was just a stupid idea. I hope that made sense. I hope you guys got a kick out of that. If you hated it, that's fine. Leave it in the comments. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up in the comments. Let me know I did good. But I think there's something there. I think it was an idea that should have been explored. And it's bold. And that's what The Walking Dead needed. I don't know if it's ever happened where one show had a sister show that was spawned off of it, and the main show killed the sister show. Like, quite literally killed everybody on it. Let me know what you think. This has been another episode of The Walking David.